This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. Clark Kellogg and Mike Fratello are with me at the table. And on the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. Mike, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a show with these offensive teams, and I'm sure you are too.
No question. I don't think you can ever have too much offense, Kevin. These teams like to shoot the rock. They like exchanging buckets back and forth. They won't back down in transition. I expect this to be an outstanding game. In particular for the fans.
Now, here's Thomas. Can't cash in from the high post.
Well, there wasn't much there in terms of defensive pressure. I'm sure he'd like another crack at that shot.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Shooting for Boston, Larry Bird. 2 shots.
Shooting 2. And that one misses.
The versatility of Bird is really special, especially how he scores and distributes the ball in different ways.
And he's good on the second. Now Thomas. Outside, Lambeer. A fadeaway. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
There's no denying Isiah's eye for the game of basketball. He sees all the angles out there.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. On the wing, Bird. All alone. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
This is how automatic Bird is. All he needs is the ball, and instantly that shot is gone.
Thomas deciding where to go with it. There's the steal. It's Henderson on the wing. Rebounded by Livingston. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Takes a shot at the elbow. Rebound Boston. And they're starting off the season against this Detroit team from 11 feet away. Parrish kicks to Ainge. Pass to Bird. And he gets the jumper to drop. Bird's got 5 now.
Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. Bird goes after his shots with such a tenacity.
And here is Thomas. Here's Trapuka. Bird covering. Back to Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Lambeer. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Celtics have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now, here's Parrish. Defense right on him. It doesn't go for him.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Known as the microwave, Johnson, one of those players that can heat it up in a hurry. And once he does, watch out. because he's going to be aggressive and filling that bucket up.
So Johnson hits 2 of them. And it's Henderson with the ball for the Celtics. Pass to Ainge. A wide open look for Bird. Detroit with the rebound. It's Thomas high post. And they pick up 2.
Boy, inside the defense goes all out trying to stop Thomas, but he stays focused and manages to get around him for the bucket.
Now here's Henderson. Pass to Ainge. Back to Henderson. Celtics passing it around. Here's Parrish. Nice D from Lambier. And it's Detroit's ball. Outside Thomas. Shoots over Henderson. Thomas, good.
Even with a hand right in his face, Thomas is determined to get a shot to fall.
Celtics trail by 3. Henderson with it. Hasn't made one yet. Now a timeout called by Boston. Detroit making a switch. Long's checked in. Detroit on D. 3-point lead. Pass to Maxwell. In the corner, it's Bird. Henderson against Thomas. 4 on the clock. Henderson passes to Parrish. Nice D from Lambier. For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Here's Thomas. Robert Parrish comes up with the rebound.
I didn't even get that shot off. That was an accomplishment, just getting that shot off, man.
Now, here is Ainge. D right on him. Back to Henderson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Here we are taking a look at the start of the season. Mike, what has caught your eye out of the gate so far?
I would say first and foremost, the teams have come out strong, setting the tone right from the jump. I'll be interested to see if they can keep this momentum throughout this season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Henderson.
He's only 6'1", but Henderson is a wonderful athlete and a tenacious defender.
He's off on the second. The Pistons shooting 43% since taking the floor today. Here's Thomas. Rebound by the Celtics. Now here's Henderson. To the paint. Bird inside. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Outside Thomas. Tries from 10. Here's Trapuka. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas.
Look at the touch on Trapuka's jumper. He puts just enough power behind it.
Henderson outside. Pass to Bird. Just 5 on the clock. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
The bread and butter of Bird. Mid-range jumpers are layups for him.
Outside Thomas. Here's Trapuka. Here's Livingston. Rebound, Parrish. Parrish has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Ainge. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
A hard-nosed competitor. Ainge is not afraid to mix it up on the interior.
16 feet away. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Thomas got 6.
And if you give him space like that in the mid-range, he won't hesitate to let it fly.
Henderson against Thomas. Here's Bird. Detroit with the rebound. Livingston's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Trapuka gets it to go. And now a 4-point Detroit lead.
Able to carve out space. Trapuka packs quite a punch down low.
Thomas against Henderson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Remember, at this point, the Detroit Pistons are more of an offensive team, man. You got Isiah, you got Lambeer, of course, and that's the foundation of the defense. But they don't have Joe Dumars there yet. They certainly don't have Dennis Rodman. They don't have John Salley. They don't have Rick Mahorn yet either. So they're not even into the bad boy phase yet. It's starting, but they're an offensive team at this point, and they're nowhere near equipped to be banging with the Boston Celtics in a half-court game. They've got to run in order to be competitive here and score quickly.
With the subs, McHale's checked in. Both free throws good from Henderson. And so Thomas will bring it up for the Pistons. Pass to Long. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson down low. Ainge covering. Pistons have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game.
Detroit foul. Bill Lambeer. First personal foul. 4th team foul.
Boston trailing. And here's Henderson. Releases from the wing and drills it. Henderson's got 5 now.
And he prefers to get inside, but Henderson will take the mid-range jumper when needed.
It's Thomas on the wing. Henderson defending. Here's Lambeer. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. For Boston, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11.
Detroit foul. Isiah Thomas.
The Celtics have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
At the line for the Celtics.
And that one falls for Henderson. Redmond's checked in for the Celtics. Johnson comes in for Danny Ainge. Both free throws good from Henderson. And the Pistons with possession here. Here's Caver. Pass to Campbell. The Pistons working the ball around now. 6 to shoot. Here's Caver. Parrish grabs the board. Parrish has got his 5th rebound in this one. And for the Celtics, they're shooting 45% from the floor since the game got underway. Henderson's gone 1 of 3 on the night. Here's Long. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Pistons have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Detroit making a switch here. Russell's checked in. Buckner's checked in for Boston. And so he makes both from the line.
Free throw shooting is a skill, and this guy absolutely has it.
Johnson surveying the floor. Fades back. And McHale the basket on the assist by Johnson.
McHale's got a smooth stroke, too. Can't just leave him open for mid-range like that.
Outside, Russell. Over to the left wing. Here's Long. Covered by Johnson. The shot by Long, no good. For Boston, they've gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark.
Hey, the respect Johnson's teammates have for him is obvious. They trust his decision-making and follow his lead.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Carter, he's checked in for Russell. So Johnson hits 2 of them. And, well, Detroit shooting 39% in the early minutes of this game. Pass to Curitin. Campbell with it. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Dennis Johnson.
Showing how fearless he can be inside. Just daring the defense to get aggressive.
The first free throw is good. And the Pistons making a change here. Mays checked in. Celtics also with a sub. Larry Bird's checked in for Parrish. And Campbell drills both of them. So it's the Celtics now. Johnson outside. Pass to McHale. Wing shot on the way. Rebound by the Pistons. 1:33 left to play in the first quarter. Benson, defended by Bird. Here's Benson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Just straight tricking the defender with the shot fake. This is how it's done.
Johnson finds McHale. Here's Wedman. Pass to Johnson. Now here's McHale. 5 to shoot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Gets to the line a whole bunch. McHale does it here with a sweet pump fake.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pistons.
They've been in rhythm from the in-between area, just keeping things simple and taking what the D gives them.
And not to mention the fact they've been living at the line. I don't know if you want to say embellishing contact, but they're certainly selling the fouls for sure. You talk about footwork in the post, I think McHale is without peer. And it takes a lot of practice to refine the footwork that he has. That's dedication to your craft on full, fruitful display.
Here's Caver. Pass to Long. Here's Caver. The Pistons working the ball around now. Shoots a fader. Here's Curitin. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Really strong putback from underneath that time.
Yeah, good luck, right, Clark, when he has the ball in his hand.
Exactly.
They love his determination down there.
Now here's McHale. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. The shot missing. Here's Long. It's intercepted. And even 3-on-3 break. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. It's stolen by McHale. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pistons lead by 2. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Their efforts on the glass paid dividends in that first quarter in a big way.
Love the intensity they've shown us there, denying their opponents second chances at the cup.
And so Thomas will bring it up for the Pistons. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Not that hard to spot an illegal screen.
Most of the time, an easy call for the officials.
Boston shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Buckner the pass to McHale. Second shot opportunity. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Celtics lead by 2.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Now Campbell. Here's Long. Shot clock at 5. Over Buckner. And Long gets it to go. Long's got the game time.
Notice how you have so many proficient mid-range shooters that can shoot even though they got bodies on them here in the 80s.
Here's Buckner. Still scoreless. Bird.
I just noticed how many of these mid-range shots are contested, Nick. They're still making them. McHale, a beautiful move. Oh, that was nice.
McHale has a myriad of moves. Just so tough to stop.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Here's Trapuka. The rebound by the Celtics. Bird with it. He's got 9. Johnson outside. Buckner the pass to Bird. Offline from the high post.
That's a quality shot right there. It just didn't fall for him.
Hey, they don't all end in scores. Great execution, and they're happy that they had that kind of a chance.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
Boy, that's textbook defense there. Nice timing to get that steal.
Yeah, the opposition has to be careful around him because he's skilled at swiping the rock away.
You know, I think they've got
Kelly Trapuka, one of the best scorers of the 80s.
Dealing with these screens because right now they're just laying on them and getting stuck.
Look, you have to go over the top or duck under. Right now, they're seemingly trying to go through the screen.
First team. Coming onto the floor for Detroit, number 31, Andrew.
Isiah Thomas is out because he has a little bit of foul trouble. He's already got 3 fouls, so he's got to sit down.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. To the inside. Here's McHale. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from
Man, McHale.
Let the big man eat
Fought
down
through all
there.
that contact and still scored.
Scoring on tight coverage, too.
And here is Campbell. Pass to Long. And you look at where the NBA is headed. Clark, fan interest seems to be on the rise.
And you know, Kevin, I think one of the major...
Man, the contact at the basket is just epic, man. Every time you go in the lane, you're just getting mauled. On both sides.
Same rivalry to the NBA. Each player on opposite coasts with storied franchises in the league's history. And you factor in addition to those two guys in the Lakers and Celtics, how about the bright new talents on the horizon? Things are certainly trending up for the NBA.
That's right. Remember, this is 1985, so Michael Jordan is here now. We got Barkley is here. John Stockton's in the league now. Olajuwon here. All his rookies. Also, some notable members. We got Otis Thorpe is in the league. You probably don't know about him, but he's a key member of the Rockets championship teams in the 90s. One of the best, a very good offensive rebounder, and I believe, a 3-time All-Star.
The Celtics with the lead.
So a lot of things came through the 1985 season here.
Johnson up
as we will watch as the season goes on.
Buckner. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Here's Long. He's got 5. There's the screen. 5 to shoot. Pass to Tripucka.
I like how Tripucka forces the issues, putting the onus on the D.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown.
Man, somebody called a Red Cross, man. All these fouls. This is...
That's what they've done a good
They is
job
fans.
in this one. Very comfortable at the line, and that's a good sign.
And these are hard fouls. These are like legitimate fouls. They ain't just touchy fouls. They're fouling the hell out of each other out here, man.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
Kevin McHale's got to go to the bench now. He's got some foul trouble now. I think that's 3 fouls on McHale. No, he's still in there. Remember, McHale's playing 6. He's a 6th man in 1985. He's not starting right now.
And then for Boston, Maxwell comes in.
There's Maxwell. I think Maxwell playing power forward with Bird down the 3 spot. Dennis Johnson in the backcourt there with Gerald Henderson for the Celtics. Isiah Thomas in the bench with foul trouble himself. That's why he's not in.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
Bill Lambier's back in the game now.
Henderson outside. Here's McHale. Nice hit again. He can't get it to go. Nice D from Lambier.
Vicious rebound battles in the 80s, man. A lot of those rebound battles.
5 points in the game. That's to Lambier. Over McHale. Lambier's shot is off. It's a neck-and-neck game in Detroit. Johnson, the pass to Henderson. Yep, it counts. Henderson's got 9 points.
Getting it done inside. I like watching guards like Henderson find ways to score down low.
Henderson against Johnson. Lambier with a screen on Henderson. Henderson against Johnson. Goes up with a strike. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And so Bird will bring it up for Boston. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
First personal foul, second team foul.
Johnson outside. Over Long. Johnson can't hit. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Johnson with the bounce pass. Lambier dishes to Johnson. Rebound by Johnson. Boston shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Bird looking it over. Johnson, the pass to Henderson. Shot clock at 6. Now McHale over Lambier. No good on that one. Here's Long. He has 5. Pass to Johnson. Here's Long. He's guarded by Johnson. The numbers in their favor. And the basket by Maxwell. Maxwell's got the lead up to 3 now for the Celtics.
You're not going to stop Cedric Maxwell inside. He's very capable of scoring even when the defense bumps him.
Pass to Long. Over Johnson. And Long gets it to go. Long's got 7. And here's Boston. Up top, Henderson. Covered by Johnson. Inside. Over Long. Johnson can't get it to go. The Pistons have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Johnson. And he drops it in from the low post.
Benny Johnson, the microwave.
Tough
shot. Man.
You do me one, I'll do you one better. Feels like we have a lead change every couple of possessions.
And thank goodness. Here's Henderson.
If you guys are new, this is my new series. We're doing 4 different eras of the NBA. I think it's 5. Well, you'll figure out as it goes on. But basically, we're going back to multiple years in the NBA and just showcasing what it was like back then, guys. Nothing serious. Just watch some good gameplay. Trapukin top of the key. Birdie's face. Oh, next.
This is how confident Trapukin
Oh, my goodness.
As soon as he catches it.
And now, the first timeout call here for Boston.
But yeah, guys, this is 1985. I'm not gonna show every game in the season. I'm just gonna show the best matchups that I can find, from that time period. We'll also be doing the 1996. We'll also be doing 1998, 1992, as well as 1989 and 2008, guys. And you can find it all in different playlists. They'll all be in their individual playlists on my channel. This one will go, the 85 playlist will go live as soon as this video is over. You can go ahead and find all the games there in chronological order, and make sure you check out the description area for the stat tracking and storylines in between each video, as well as what happened at the time in the season in real life, as well as what's going on in the digital series. So with that disclaimer out, let's get back to the action.
Some changes for Boston. Parrish is checked in for Bird. And Ainge is subbed in for Dennis Johnson.
And don't forget to like, subscribe.
Here's Maxwell. Henderson passes to Maxwell. Back to Henderson. Parrish with the screen on Johnson. 5 on the clock. Henderson dishes to Parrish. Here's Ainge. No good with the triple.
I think that's how tightly you have to guard him every time he steps to the arc. He's just that good.
You're right. Anything less than lockdown defense on him will result in 3 points. You can count on that.
Maxwell, the pass to Henderson. Taken away. Pass to Trapuka. Johnson outside. Shoots over Henderson. The shot by Johnson, no good. Boston trailing. Now here's Henderson. Here's Ainge. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Ainge has got his second basket of the game.
A solid point guard. This team is in good hands with Henderson.
Johnson outside. Lambeer with a screen on Henderson.
Celtics foul. Danny Ainge. Second personal foul. Third team foul.
Here's Trapuka. He's guarded by Maxwell. Clock at 6. Lambeer passes to Trapuka.
He read his eyes on that steal, saw where he wanted to go with it, and jumped the lane.
The shot's good from Parrish.
Tell you what, with his size and soft touch, Parrish is a very reliable option on the inside.
Here's Johnson. Excellent defense there from Henderson. Boston leading by 3. Now Ainge. Detroit with the rebound. Lambeer's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Livingston the pass to Trapuka. The Pistons working the ball around now. There's the pick. Rejected by McHale.
Using that impressive wingspan, McHale reaches out and knocks away the shot.
Parrish outside. Back to Ainge. Pass to McHale. Rebounded by Livingston. Detroit trails by 3. Johnson down low. Henderson defending.
2 minutes remaining.
And here is Campbell. Here's Trapuka. Out of bounds. Boston takes possession.
Woo! Man, this action is just bad. It's a freaking battle.
And a change for the Celtics. Johnson's checked in. Boston with the ball. 1:52 left in the first half. To the paint. The shot's good from Parrish.
Pistons fell asleep. Like I said, you can see the Pistons defense just isn't there yet. It's 85. They're still an offensive team, but they're going against the best defensive team in the Eastern Conference. And you're just not going to beat the Celtics with jump shots. You're just not. You need to have some kind of a post-up game that you can go to. They just don't have that.
Johnson outside. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And it's Parrish missing.
They both saw the lob open up, but it just didn't quite ferment for them.
A little misread on the timing. Not sure who mixed it up, but they'll get it straight next time. Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Celtics. Pass to Ainge. Looks for Parrish. Gets it to him.
To go along with his length.
You see, the Celtics always have that advantage. They can always throw that ball in to either McHale, Parrish, or Bird and get a good shot or a foul. You're dealing with that every single time down. And on the defensive side, McHale, Parrish, Bird, and then Maxwell are so huge, they block out the sun in the paint. So it's tough going against this team, the Boston Celtics, man.
First free throw is
they really are one of the greatest teams of all time. There's no question about it.
Intimidating figure inside. He controls the painted area.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Here's Long. He's got 9. Johnson outside. There's a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound, Parrish. Parrish has got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to Henderson. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Good on the shot. Henderson's got 11 points.
Solid pass by Ainge. The moment he sees a guy ready to score, he starts working on getting him the ball.
Henderson against Johnson. Here's Trapuka. Shoots over Ainge. Good! He got it at the buzzer!
That was right on time.
A terrific shot to close out the quarter. And a great way to build confidence.
Oh, they needed that. Isiah Thomas will be back in the third quarter. He had 3 fouls, so he had to sit.
Boston on top.
But the nice note, remember, the Pistons didn't move into the Palace of Auburn Hills, I believe, until 1988. So they were playing where the Detroit Lions used to play. You know, where Barry Sanders played at, the Detroit Silverdome. They played in the Pistons were playing. Look, you see it right there. They were playing in a football stadium in the mid-'80s.
Boston leading by 4. Henderson outside. Parrish with the screen on Thomas. Here's Henderson. Rebounded by Livingston. Livingston's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Thomas. Rebound Boston. Henderson kicks to Bird. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Bird able to power through that defense despite the contact. I thought his length helped him out there.
Thomas against Henderson. High arcing shot. Livingston. 6 on the shot clock. The high post shot. Here's Lambier, and the foul called on Larry Bird. That is his first foul of the game. Full 24-second shot clock. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. To the left side wing. Pass to Johnson. Here's Livingston. He has yet to score. 6 to shoot. Here's Tripucka. It's a big height bounce and goes in.
Kelly Tripucka is capable of huge nights. He is a potent offensive player, a real impact player at that end of the floor.
Now here's Henderson. He's got 11. Pass to Ainge. Looks for Parrish. Gets it to him. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Henderson inside the three-point line. Rebound, Detroit. Lambier's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Thomas passes to Livingston. Henderson pulls it in. Boston leading by 4. Now here is Ainge. On the basket by Maxwell.
They just have too much. They just have too many good players, man.
The more dangerous he becomes. Nice bucket.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. They get it again. Livingston. And he makes good on the layup.
That kind of energy.
Remember, Lambier can shoot the 3. He was one of the first stretch 5s in NBA history. He never gets the credit for it, but he's one of the true first stretch 5s to ever play the game.
Here's Bird. Hands the shot from the wing.
And then, of course, Larry Bird is just Larry Bird.
We see this often from Bird. He makes scoring look effortless.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Here's Tripucka. And it's good for 2.
Tripucka is going off, man. He's got 16.
To get into good, solid position.
Henderson dishes to Ainge. And Isiah Thomas picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Man, Isiah just cannot stay in this game, man. He's just having a horrible night, man.
On defense, the Pistons. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Ainge kicks to Henderson. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from the high post. The putback. Maxwell controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Great activity level on the boards. Impressive. Wow.
Pass to Tripucka. And here's Lambier, defended by Parrish. Here's Tripucka. High post, Johnson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
You always have to be ready to get physical and fight for your shot.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Man, the 85 Celtics is no joke. And again, you understand, they lost to the Lakers that year, man. As good as this team is, they lost to the Lakers.
2 shots.
But Kareem was MVP of the finals that year at 37 years of age.
That's good from Johnson.
Vinnie Johnson. You know, Vinnie Johnson's one of 5 men to hit a game-winning shot in the NBA Finals for a championship. You know, you obviously know Steve Kerr, John Paxson, of course, Michael Jordan, Kyrie Irving, and the 5th, Vinnie Johnson against the Portland Trail Blazers, 1990. Game-winning shot in Game 5.
And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for Boston. 4-point game. Pass to Ainge. Now Parrish. Lambier defending. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Bird. Rebound by the Pistons. Lambier's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Trapuka. Stolen by Ainge. And that one, good. Ainge has got 6. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It's kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that. A team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
Here's Long. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Lambier. A second chance effort. And he gets the whistle.
Lambier is not a good post-up player, but you got to at least try to go at him, man. Right now, the Pistons really don't have a post-up player at this point in their career, in their team's history. Their last great post-up player they had was Bob Lanier, and he's retired, so he's got old. So they won't have another good post-up player until Adrian Dantley shows up in about 2 years from the Utah Jazz.
No good on the free throw.
If I was just looking for one word to describe Lambier, it would probably be bullyish. He's got size and toughness, which makes him a real menace at his position.
Benson is checked in for Livingston. Dennis Johnson's checked in for Boston. Boston leading by 5. Pulls up on the wing. Good on the jump shot. 8 points for Johnson.
Nice shot. DJ loves to go to work in that mid-range area.
Johnson against Henderson. Stolen by Henderson. Johnson outside. Unloads from 13. Rebound, Detroit.
He's just forcing too many shots out there right now. He just needs to dial it back and look to work the ball around the floor to his teammates.
Celtics have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Pass to Maxwell. Bird outside. And here's Henderson. The putback. It's good on the putback. Parrish has got the lead up to 7 now for Boston.
Parrish cleaning it up for his team, using his length to protect the play and get them the basket.
Henderson against Johnson. Pass to Lambier. Over Parrish. That misses off the backboard. Celtics leading by 7. And here's Henderson. Here's Johnson. Gets a very good look and converts. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
A savvy offensive player. Johnson realizes when he should take quick shots.
Here's Trapuka. Lambier screen. The Pistons working the ball around now. Lambier with a screen on Henderson. Pass to Lambier. Shoots over Parrish. The 19-footer is on the money. Lambier's got 9.
And Lambier, clearly a high IQ offensive player. He realizes when that mid-range jumper is the best shot for him to take.
Now here's Johnson. He's tightly guarded. Out of bounds. Detroit,
man, Isiah got to get back in this game, man. Take this over.
Thomas checked in for the Pistons.
Take it over, baby.
Here's Thomas. 6 points for him. Tries it from 19. Here's Lambier. Parrish gets the rebound. Parrish has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Johnson, the pass to Maxwell. It's blocked, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. So it's Boston now. Here's Wong. 9 points in the game so far. Uses the glass to drop it in. He's got 11.
Can't get much tighter, D, than that. What a gutsy shot.
Henderson dishes to Parrish. That shot misses. Nice D from Lambeer. Here's Thomas. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Zeke!
Now just a
hold on, we gotta show that again. Look at Zeke. Oh my God. First off, appreciate the handles on this. Let's appreciate the handles here. Just smoked him. Going baseline now. Dennis Johnson ain't know what to do. Zeke just took that, cocked it, and on the other side flicked it. Oh my Lord. Oh my God, Isiah Thomas, man, in his prime. Wow.
3-point Boston lead. The Celtics shooting 44% on their field goal attempts in quarter 3. Back to Henderson. Pass to Parrish. Trapuka grabs the board. Trapuka's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Thomas kicks to Lambeer. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one.
They found their rhythm now. They're in this game.
They've really executed well the last few possessions.
To the middle, and it's Parrish with the jam.
And Parrish's guys like taking advantage of his length, which is why they lob him alley-oops.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 8. Here's Lambeer. Makes it off the glass.
You see what Isiah causing all that craziness is freeing up Lambeer to go to the offensive glass. Because they're going to Isiah.
He gets after it on the glass.
Henderson passes to Johnson. Rebounded by the Pistons. Lambeer's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. For the lead, it's rebounded by Maxwell. The Celtics with the lead. Pass to Henderson. Out to the wing. Maxwell, the pass to Henderson. And it's in there. Henderson's got 13.
That's an excellent move inside. Keeping pace here.
Outside Thomas. Lambeer screen. To the wing on the left. Back to Thomas. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Trapuka. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
And we see more and more players possess this kind of range.
He didn't get it to go, but you love to see the confidence from him there.
Bird finds Henderson. Now here's Parrish. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Look, it's not easy to intimidate Parrish inside. I don't care how physical you get with him. He maintains his cool.
Pass to Long. Back to Thomas. Looking to get back on track here. Oh, that's blocked. And so the ball's out of bounds. Henderson touched it last. Both teams will make substitutions. Just 4 to shoot. That one falls. 13 points in the game.
The D must be better, or else he'll continue to hurt him down low.
Down low, here's Parrish, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Boy, they're leaning on Parrish tonight, and with good reason. Why not? This guy is built to score.
Here's Long. Henderson defending. Pass to Campbell. Here's Long. Shoots over Henderson. The shot by Long, no good. Henderson outside. Kicks it out to McHale. Parrish, the pass to Wedman. Here's Henderson. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Celtics lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Detroit trails by 5. Here's Long. Upside Thomas. Stolen by Bird. Johnson attacking. No, it doesn't go. His 4th miss in 8 attempts. Here's Thomas. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Using his quickness on the interior. That's Thomas's advantage.
And he makes the first.
Isiah Thomas taking 2 shots.
He doesn't get the second one.
Tough miss at this juncture. They're down 2 baskets right now.
Out to the right wing. Buckner the pass to Johnson. Celtics passing it around. Here's Bird. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
He's got his fingerprints all over this game, excelling in every aspect.
Lets it go from the wing. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to 4 points. The basket there from Thomas.
Well, I think the defense has to guard Thomas a lot better than that. He's really good in that mid-range area.
Bird, high post. Inside, here's Buckner. Good. And it's Bird picking up the assist. And the Celtics lead by 6.
I think he's got to show more fight than that. Can't give up on the play once you get screened. You got to continue to fight through.
And coach is definitely going to be frustrated with that effort, or lack of one, that is.
Now, here's Thomas. Clock at 6. And it's sent back by McHale. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Pass to Buckner. Here's Wedman. Campbell defending. Offensive rebound. Here's Bird. Here's McHale. Nails the baby hook.
You know, passing is one of Bird's many attributes. He's got a great eye for finding open teammates that are ready to shoot it.
Campbell the pass to Thomas. A reverse, and it's sent back by McHale. And Isiah Thomas picks up the foul. That will be foul number 5 on him. Johnson, he's checked in for Campbell. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for the Celtics. Celtics leading by 8. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. A steal. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. Long passes to Curitan. Outside Thomas. Yep, that one goes in there.
Good job by Isiah navigating to an inside shot, getting a high percentage look.
Henderson against Thomas. Henderson outside. And Bird gets it to go on the assist by Henderson. Bird's got 4 points in the quarter.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Thomas's shot is off. The Celtics have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's McHale. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, the challenge McHale poses for defenses is all the moves he has. Slip free, and he just seems to make guys foul.
Detroit making a switch here. And McHale drops them both. And And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Detroit, trailing by 10. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Trapuka. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Boston shooting reasonably well, 45%. Here's Johnson. Detroit with the rebound. Fires the three. And Trapuka gets it to go. Trapuka's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Hey, no question about it. Trapuka is a threat from range. You can't let him find his shot out there.
Redmond, and the layup's good off the glass.
That's unselfish right there. Love to see him moving the rock like this.
Timeout, Pistons.
Giving up way too many scores inside. I can see why Coach called the timeout there.
And when you can't defend your rim inside, you can guarantee Coach is going to address that.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, during the last break, I heard what Emmanuel Barnett was talking about with his team. Now, Coach told his players, hey, they're feeling the pressure over there. Keep pressing, keep fighting. They're starting to crack. Now, let's get this game even, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
At the line for two, Kelly Trapuka.
And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Henderson. Pass to Bird. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, Bird is a lot taller than people think. He's closer to 6'10 than 6'8. And that helps him inside defense trying to stop him, but got sloppy and fouled him.
And he knocks down the first one. Bird hits them both. Detroit trails by 7. Outside Thomas. Pass to Trapuka. And he can't bank that one in. For Boston, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
Superb anticipation on that rejection, and that'll allow them to stay on the lead if they keep defending like that.
Here's Henderson to the middle. McHale misses. Henderson against Thomas.
Don't be fooled by his size and that smile. Thomas is as tough as nails and as feisty a competitor as you'll see.
At the line for Detroit, Isiah Thomas. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And some changes here for the Celtics. Parrish comes in for McHale, and it's Maxwell in for Wedman. He hits the second from the line. Now Henderson. On the wing, Johnson. Pass to Bird from about 19 feet. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. Johnson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
The D has to be better, or else he will drain this shot.
Thomas passes to Trapuka. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Trapuka for the 3. Rebound Boston. Parrish has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Henderson outside. Nice ball movement by Boston.
This is why you can't let Maxwell get established inside. That's when he dunks all over you.
And so Thomas will bring it up for the Pistons. It's a 10-point game. Over to the wing. Launches a 3. Robert Parrish comes up with the rebound. Parrish is Bird, the pass to Maxwell. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Banging it down with authority.
And Clark, I think, in the process, sending a little message by hanging on the rim.
Yeah, they're trying to assert themselves right now.
Now, here's Thomas, and the rejection by Parrish.
Beautiful thing to watch there. Parrish with great anticipation and timing to get to that shot and deny it.
And that one, good. Johnson's got the lead up to 14 now for the Celtics.
Found a crease, took advantage, and got it in close.
An edge to this lead. They're having their way.
Pass to Long. Back to Thomas. Here's Trapuka. Shot to stop the run. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Trapuka's got 9 points now in the quarter.
With Thomas on the ball, the offense can run so smoothly. He knows just when and where to send it.
I like that they're putting in the work, trying to build this lead out.
Because in the NBA, no lead is safe.
Now, here's Thomas. Pass to Trapuka. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Boston leading by 14. The putback. Rebounded by the Pistons. Lambier's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian.
No good on the triple.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
Pass to Bird. Here's Long. Stolen by Parrish. Here's Maxwell. Bird with it. Lambier with the steal. And here is Thomas. Fires from the wing. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. The Celtics shooting 47%, pretty solid. The Celtics call time.
Well, this is pretty much over, man. It's like the Celtics just playing with them. They let them go. You can't. They just don't have enough to beat this team. It's going to take Showtime. That's the only team capable of beating this team is Showtime. Nobody else can match up with this front line that they have, man. So.
Boston making a switch here. Ainge is checked in. Henderson against Thomas. Henderson kicks to Ainge. It's stolen by Johnson. Now Detroit moving it up.
Boston foul call. Subject Maxwell. First personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for Detroit, Vinnie Johnson.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Johnson.
And this guy simply just wants to win and will do anything he can to do this.
It's Henderson on the wing. He's guarded by Thomas and stolen by Thomas. Pass to Lambier. Launches it. It's rebounded by Maxwell. Maxwell's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Back to Henderson. Parrish with it. Lambier defending. Here's Maxwell. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Maxwell's got 10 points here in the second half. Henderson against Thomas. That shot, no good. Excellent D there from Parrish. Celtics leading by 12. And it's Parrish finishing it off.
Bam! Parrish with the flush.
Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now, here's Thomas, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Guys, I'm at a loss for words. What was that?
And now, let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
You see, that's what the problem is. Look at that. You take it inside on the Celtics. You got all that length.
Here's Henderson.
It's almost impossible to score on that, man. You got to move them around or score in transition.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth. On the wing, Bird. Lots of room. And it's good off the back rim. And
Larry Bird just toying with me. Man, let me watch that again, man. I knew it was coming, man. I'm just chasing Bird around the same screen like 1,000 times. Oh, let me put on Trapuka here. Trapuka's just doing all he can to stay with Bird here. Bird just, that's one screen. That's another one. He got him off and then just couldn't get there.
5 points for Larry Bird.
You'll get tons of that from Henderson. Has a great feel for where his guys are on the floor.
Outside Thomas. Here's Johnson. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. 10 points for Johnson.
That's beautiful. With the guy all over him, the fadeaway was about the only option he had, and he cashed in on it.
Now here's Henderson. Not a lot of room. Missed inside. Detroit trails by 14. Thomas with it, and it's Bird picking him up. Lambier passes to Trapuka. Back to Lambier. The three. Good on the three-point shot.
Don't sleep on the jumper of Lambier. It's solid. He's put in a ton of work on it.
1:05 left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And the clock is going to expire on him. An impressive all-around win for the Celtics.
While the shooting percentage, Clark, definitely played a role in this one. They just had better luck from the field.
Well, better luck because of their better shot selection, Kevin. I mean, they simply outplayed them on that end of the floor.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Larry Bird.
And to be honest, the numbers don't tell the whole story. He had his fingerprints all over this game. It was a huge difference maker.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Henderson against Thomas. Henderson kicks to Ainge. Parrish with the screen on Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get the rebound. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Coach, they're going to take this road win. The fans here tonight will leave disappointed, but for the visiting team, a big one.
They stayed sharp when it counted and were able to gut out a win.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. And so for Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan alongside our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Wow, man, the Boston Celtics, 85 Celtics. I'm just sitting here like, what just happened, man? Wow. We got out. Look at the assists. Man, and they only shot 48%. It felt like they were shooting 60%. It felt like they was making it. Look at that. It only took one three-pointer. Okay. Man, 15 offensive rebounds, 12 battled there, 10 steals to 6. Man, then the fouls, just look at the free throws on both sides. It was a hack-a-fest out there on both. Look how many free throws were taken by both teams. It was a hack-a-fest out there. But, man, it was, look, bench points, 28, had 28 points off the bench. Man, you can't, like I said, that defense is just ridiculous with Parrish. Parrish, Bird, McHale, Maxwell, they all these long, tall dudes in the paint. As soon as you go up in there, it's like, man, it's like you at the like a redwood forest in Oregon. It's like a bunch of tall trees in there. Like, man, how are you? Kelly Tripucka balled out though. He had a good game, 25 points. He took a lot of threes though. He took 5 threes. He had no choice. We couldn't get no inside shots, so he started bombing away from downtown. And for the 80s, that's bombing away, guys. We took nine threes as a team. That's bombing away for the 80s. That's a lot. But this is what the Pistons were like back in '85. They were an offensive team, man. And more importantly, they were a jump shooting team. They didn't have an inside game. And you saw what happened. You can't live by the jump shot if you're not getting offensive rebounds on all those misses. This is why people say, "Oh, the modern era teams." Well, you can talk modern era all you want to, but if you're only talking about one aspect of basketball, and the other team is doing everything, it's going to be hard to overcome that. Because we just saw that the Pistons have a good jump shooting team. Tripucka's a knockdown shooter. Thomas is a knockdown shooter. Law's a knockdown shooter. Johnson's a knockdown shooter. But the problem is you don't have anything inside to complement it, and they just got completely destroyed. I mean, Larry Bird had 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, on only 17 shots taken, got the whole team involved. Parrish had a dominant game, 17 points, 17 rebounds. Maxwell with 12 and 11. McHale off the bench with 12 and 7. Dennis Johnson had 12 and 5. Danny Ainge came off the bench with 6 and 5. I think he started. I think Danny Ainge started, I believe. He started. He's at this point, Ainge is an all-star at this point. And you got Scott Webman came in. He scored. ML Carter didn't even play. So, jeez, man. That's the story out here, man. The 85 Celtics just kicking booty. Oh, man. Wow. That was extraordinary, man, watching that. It's like they were just doing everything right. It's like it's almost like you wanted to thank them for kicking your ass. So expertly, like, thank you for showing me what basketball looks like. Can you sign can I have your autograph, Mr. Bird, Mr. McHale, Mr. Parrish? Jeez, man. But yeah, guys, that's the story out here. Let's take a look and see what the next slate of games have up here. Let's see. Well, I skipped over a couple games. I almost wanted to show this Dominique Wilkins game, but I skipped over that one. So let's see what's up next. We got Utah and Denver. That would be a nice one. That's a young John Stockton as a rookie. We got young Clyde Drexler out here. And then the Kings. I think I'll skip over those. I want to get Jordan established, man. Yeah, we got Jordan coming up next, guys. Okay, that would be a good one to show. Pistons and the Hawks. That's a more balanced game, I think. Although I think the Hawks to me in '85 were a better team than the Pistons by far. I don't think there's a question about that. Let's take a quick look at their roster. For those that may not know about the Hawks in '85. 85 Hawks had a similar roster to the Boston Celtics. They had a big, tall center, a nice, strong power forward with a very old-world small forward in Dominique Wilkins. So it's very similar, those teams. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the roster real quick. Back in '85, let's go ahead and change that. There we go. There's Dominique Wilkins, 85. You got Tree Rollins at center. Kevin Willis, one of my favorite players of all time. Kevin Willis, one of the best baby hooks in the post you will ever see. Doc Rivers and Johnny Davis. They're starting 5 off the bench. You got Mike Glenn. You got Randy Whitman, George Johnson, Brown, and Scott Hastings. Andrew Hill and Vince Kelly. So, yeah, they have a similar – if you look at the makeup, they're not as good as the Celtics. But if you look at their height and sizes, Dominique is 6'8". That's similar to Bird. You got 7'1" center and Tree Rollins, who just blocks out the sun. That's basically like Parrish. Then you got Kevin Willis, who's 7 feet tall, who's a stout defensive player himself. And he's a rookie, by the way, too. This is his first year. He came in the rookie class of 84. Another great player that came out of remember, Kevin Willis, there was a point in time where Kevin Willis was averaging about 20 points a game. He was a borderline all-star. He had about a good 3-year to 4-year run where he was averaging 20 points a game, guys. So look him up. He's one of the players you'll never hear about, but you should know about him because to me, he's what a center could be. He's athletic, can run the floor, can rebound, defend, and he can always get you a bucket on a low block because he's got that magnificent jump hook of his. So he can always get you a bucket. But yeah, Hawks are a really good team back in '85, in my opinion. Here are the Utah Jazz: Adrian Dantley, Ricky Green, Dr. Duncanstein, Darrell Griffin, Big Mark Eaton, John Drew, a point guard, a small forward. Then there's John Stockton as a rookie. Remember, Stockton didn't start his first year. He had to break in. He had to work his way up. So Stockton wasn't an instant sensation per se, but he had a great jump shot, still was a good playmaker. But, we know what he's going to become. But he's a rookie at this point, coming off the bench as a six-man. You got Thurl Bailey. You got Rich Kelly showing that beautiful, beautiful Fu Manchu that you can only find in the 80s. Man, there's Bobby Hansen, featured Chicago Bull for the 1992 Bulls, which I'll probably be going to, I'll probably go ahead and showcase that next. We'll go ahead and jump ahead into the 90s after this one. After this stream's over, I'll go ahead and jump into the 90s and go ahead and get a game going with that. Ooh, my fault, guys. Wasn't done showcasing the rosters here. Oops, there we go. All right, moving along. Here's the Kansas City Kings. You got Eddie Johnson. You got Reggie Theus, former Chicago Bull. He was the last guy to start at two guard before Michael Jordan showed up. And you saw what happened when they got Jordan. They traded him. they let Reggie go. As soon as they got Jordan, they was like, Reggie, your services are no longer required for the next, 13 seasons. We won't be needing you anymore. Let's just say we've upgraded our two guard spot a lot, to say the least. So you got Mike Woodson, you got LaSalle Thompson coming out of where did he play? Who did he play for? LaSalle Thompson play at? He played at Texas. That's right. You got Billy Knight, Dave Busey still playing, man, aging veteran. One of the guys he played in the ABA. He's 33 years old. Now, we just saw him in the 80s series. Other thing. There's one of my favorite players there, Otis Thorpe, another guy from the 84 class, future teammate of Hakeem Olajuwon, and will be an NBA champion in 1994. Great offensive rebounder, good low post scorer, runs the floor well and defends. Love Otis Thorpe, man. And he's an all-star. He made the all-star team, I think, about maybe three times between the 80s and the 90s when he played. Good player, Otis Thorpe. You'll never hear him by him, of course, because he's not a superstar. You know how it is. And, of course, the BK Broiler himself at the peak of his powers. There he is, Bernard King in his prime with Bill Cartwright as an all-star center. You got Big Truck Robinson still playing. You got the defensive-minded Darrell Walker, Rory Sparrow. I love that name. Yes, that's when you know you're watching the 80s game. When you see the name Rory Sparrow, that's when you know it's the 80s, man. Rory Sparrow. You got Trent Tucker, a guy who, if you guys remember, Trent Tucker is the guy that they made the rule for. You know how you can't get a shot off with 1/10 of a second left on the clock? Well, it came because of Trent Tucker. It's called the Trent Tucker rule. What happened was, I believe it was in 1989, the Chicago Bulls were playing a game there in New York, and it came out to the last shot. And Trent Tucker got the ball inbounded to him and got the ball off with 1/10 of a second. It made the shot, but then they went to the replay and showed he clearly didn't get it off. But back then, nobody knew what a 10th of a second really looked like. But thanks to at the time it was VHS and Rewind and ran replay, they replayed it and they showed that Trent Tucker didn't get the ball off in 1/10 of a second. So the NBA put the new rule in that if there is 1/10 of a second, you cannot do a catch, turn, and shoot It will never be respected. The only thing you can do is a tip in. That's why we got the rule now for lobs on 1/10 of a second because of Trent Tucker. True story. Go check. I think the game's on YouTube. You can go check it out. Find it on there. I think it's an '89 New York game. It's a great game. Too came out to the last. It came out to the last nanosecond. That's why we got the rule. But yeah, those the New York Knicks there. There's Magic Johnson in his prime. 99 overall at this point. 85. You better believe it, baby. He is ready. Kareem at the tail end of his prime. He's 37 years old. He's declining, but he's still Kareem though. James Worthy, he's back. This is the year that James Worthy put the goggles on, and he never looked back. At that point, Michael Cooper, Jamal Wilkes, not the same anymore. He's declining. He's on his way out. This is pretty much his last season with the Lakers. Rookie Byron Scott, I believe. Is he a rookie? No, this is his second year. Excuse me. It's the second season. And he steps his game up. But then you got Bob McAdoo's coming back. You got Kurt Rambis, of course. Mike McGee, Swin Nader, Calvin Garrett, Larry Spriggs, and Mitch Kupchak. Man, and Bo Valentine. So the Lakers are stacked. The Celtics are stacked, and they are on a collision course, as you can see. There is not any other team in the NBA that can compete with these two teams. The Dallas Mavericks are good. Mark Aguirre, Rolando Blackman, Brad Davis, Jay Vincent, Kurt Nymphius, Sam Perkins in his rookie season, I believe, coming out of North Carolina. No, actually, I think Sam came the year before, didn't he? I think Sam left North Carolina the year. No, he was 84 draft. He's 84 draft. Yeah. Then you got Dale Ellis, Derek Harper. Dale Ellis, one of the best shooters of the early 3-point era in the 80s. Derek Harper, one of the best all-around two-way guards. At this point, he's still a young man. He'll become a better shooter as he gets older. Right now, he's a very, very good defensive player as well as a good playmaker. Mark West, good banger. And Jim Spanarkel with a fun name, Spanarkel. That's a fun name to say. Elston Turner. Moving on here. Over here to the New Jersey Nets starting lineup. You got Otis Birdsong still playing. You got Buck Williams, one of the best offensive rebounders the game has ever seen. As a young man, 23 years old, 85 years old, destined to join the Portland Trailblazers with Clyde Drexler and his boys, and they will do their thing in 92, as we'll see in the 92 series when we go with that. You got Daryl Dawkins, Albert King, Michael Ray Richardson making a comeback after his troubles with drugs. Tried to make a comeback here. He'll never be the player he once was, but had he not had those problems, he would have been a Hall of Famer for sure. Mike Janapski, Michael O'Corum, Foots Walker. Man, you can't make these names up in the 80s, man. Foots Walker, guys. Man, what a name. Hey, Foots. Step to it. Bill Willoughby. I believe Bill Willoughby is one of the NBA. I think he's one of the guys that challenged the NBA on some court ruling. I forget what he did. It's one of the, his name. I think he did something with trying to go pro or come out of high school, I think, or something like that. I have to look that one up. Then you got Reggie Johnson. Dan Issel, I believe, is here. There he is. This is his final season in the NBA. Alex English now in his prime. Fat Lever, Calvin Nat, T.R. Dunn, Winston Kluber, Danny Shays, son of Dolph Shays, the Hall of Famer. And, of course, on the Indiana Pacers, Clark Kellogg, the guy that does the commentary for 2K. Clark Kellogg, Herb Williams, Jerry Sheasting. He'll be going to the Boston Celtics pretty soon here. You got George Johnson, Steve Stepanovich, Sidney Lowe, future NBA coach, Kevin McKenna, and others. Just saw the Pistons, of course. You got Isiah Thomas now in his prime, a young man, 1985. Bill Laimbeer in his prime. Kelly Tripucka in his prime. It's a good offensive team, as we just saw, but, man, they just don't have no defense, man. They just don't have no defense and no inside scoring. It's just no way. And then, of course, rookie Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson, the Twin Towers, baby, in 1985. Oh, my. Coming out the Brooks. They hit, man. They spent that number 1 pick on Olajuwon. I can't feel bad about it. George Gervin in his final season with the San Antonio Spurs here. He'll be going to the Chicago Bulls the next one for a trade. Artis Gilmore winding his career down. Alvin Robinson, one of the best defensive players of the era. Gene Banks, a solid NBA player all around. Fred Roberts with his Johnny Unitas haircut. And there's John Paxson. He'll be involved. John Paxson was actually involved in the trade that brought George Gervin to the Chicago Bulls. So he was thrown in. Paxson was thrown in on that trade. And it was beautiful because we all know what Paxson would come to mean to Chicago in the early 90s. I mean, he was basically Michael Jordan's security blanket. Like, anytime Jordan get double teamed, who'd he kick it out to? Paxson. I mean, how many times do you see Michael Jordan in the early 90s get double teamed? Who's catching the ball shooting? Paxson. Even Phil Jackson told, remember in the huddle, you can go back and look at some of the film, he'll look at him and say, Michael, who's open? Paxson, that's why. Like everybody else sees it, why don't you? So there's Walter Davis, the Greyhound, in the last year of his prime. Maurice Lucas, one of the toughest men to ever play professional sports. Any league. Man. Larry Nance, one of the great dunkers of all time. John Edwards, future Detroit Piston. Alvin Adams, still playing. Kyle Macy, future Chicago Bull. Paul Westphal in his last season, I believe. Future Phoenix Suns coach. And the Seattle Supersonics, Jack Sikma, Gus Williams, David Thompson, rounding his career down. Tom Chambers, just getting started, man. One of my favorite players is Tom Chambers, man. Destined to be in Phoenix. Downtown Freddie Brown, probably his last season right here. You got John Sunvold. Seattle Supersonics in 1985. And then, of course, over here, you got Kiki Vanderway. You got the brother of John Paxson, Jim Paxson, who made an all-star team or two. And then you have Clyde Drexler in his second season with the Portland Trail Blazers, coming off the bench, I believe, or he'll be starting with Kenny Carr, Michael Thompson, future Los Angeles Laker in the late 80s. And you got the man who was chosen in front of Michael Jordan, the infamous Sam Bowie, the Portland Trail Blazers. Yikes. He could have had Drexler and Jordan, man. But you chose Sam Bowie. That's what Sam Bowie's a good player, but come on. Oh boy. Golden State Warriors with Purvis Short, Joe Barry Carroll, Sleepy Floyd, Mike Bratz, the last guy to wear 23 in Chicago before Michael Jordan showed up. I don't know why I keep saying that on every one of my streams today. I've been talking about Mike Bratz a lot today. I'm going to get some bratwurst. I can go for some bratwurst. That sounds good. Moses Malone, Dr. J, a young rookie Charles Barkley. How did they manage this? Look at this roster. You got Moses. You got Doc. Now they up now. Doc is getting up there. Moses is up there. Actually, I have to adjust Dr. J's age. I think Dr. J should be closer to about 33-ish right now. He should be 33, 34. Moses actually. No, I got it right. My bad. He's 33. Moses is 28. Yeah, I got it right. It's right. Yep. Doc's 33. Moses is 28. Yep. Barkley is a baby. He's only 20 years old in the NBA. Maurice Cheeks. You got Bobby Jones coming in the last part of his career. The great Andrew Toney fighting off of injury. In my world, Andrew Toney doesn't get hurt, so he's playing. You got Mark Ivaroni, Clint Richardson, Eddie Jordan, Leo Rottens. And you see the rest of the guys there. Milwaukee Bucks, team we saw earlier in the 80s series. Sidney Moncrief, now at the peak of his powers, now no longer a rookie. Now he's a seasoned veteran, and you can see, hey, Sidney Moncrief, one of the best two-way players of all time. Marquise Johnson, still an all-star level player. Bob Lanier in his last season. Junior Bridgman, who will go on to be maybe the most successful businessman in NBA history, not named Michael Jordan, to be honest with you. Yeah, look him up. Junior Bridgman is one of the most successful. Like he's had the most. Look up Junior Bridgman, guys. He has had arguably the most successful post-athletic career I've ever seen. Dare I say he's probably grossed more. I say grossed more money than Michael Jordan did. Look him up, guys. Junior Bridgman is no joke. He's passed away, but he's moved. Let's just say he's moved a few needles in his day, man. He's moved a few financial needles in his day. Junior Bridgman. Alton Lister. Excuse me, I want to skip on Paul Pressey here. And Nate Tiny Archibald holding it down in his last campaign. Oh, my bad. I didn't want to forget my man here. Where is he? Paul Moksky, Harvey Catchings, Brewer, and Biombo. The Washington Bullets with Jeff Rulin, a man who, in my opinion, would have made the Hall of Fame. Hey, got injured. Ricky Sobers holding it down still. Rick Mahorn, destined to become a Detroit Piston. As you just saw, they need someone like Rick Mahorn on that team. Jeff Malone, destined to become a Utah Jazz player. And Tom McMillan, the Silver Fox, 31 years old, looking like he is 65. Like I said, hey, man, chain smoking is a hell of a thing. It was 1985. That's how men looked back then. Chain smoking and drinking them damn Miller, those what they call those banquet beers. What they call? I forget what it's called. I forget. I'm not really much on all the beer brands, but you guys get the idea. And of course, the Chicago Bulls with a rookie, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Folks, the draft pick to end all draft picks at number 3. Next to him, second best player, Orlando Woolrich. You got Dave Green and, of course, Dave Corzine, Caldwell Jones, Enos Watley, Rod Higgins, Wesley Matthews, Sidney Green. Oh, my God. It's going to be a tough season, man. Man, to think what the Chicago Bulls are going to become from this. Like, this whole entire team will be gone, and he'll be left, and they'll be Pippen, Grant, Cartwright, Paxson. This is going to be a hell of a squad one day. But right now, all their hopes are pent on one man, a kid from North Carolina. They're going to save the day. Get them to the playoffs. Cavaliers, you got World B. Free, Cliff Robinson, Hubbard, and Bagley in Houston. I don't believe Mark Price and Doherty have not been drafted yet, so they're still in college at this point. So the Cavs are in a state of a transition right here. Not a really good team. You got an aging scoring leader, World B. Free. That's pretty much it. And of course, you have the Boston Celtics, the defending champions of 1984. Larry Bird in his prime. My goodness. Robert Parrish in his prime. Kevin McHale in his prime. Dennis Johnson in his prime. Danny Ainge in his prime. This is great. Gerald Henderson. Not in his prime. He's not in his prime, but he's still a good player. Cedric Maxwell in his prime. Quinn Buckner, good defensive player. Scott Webber, one of the best three-point shooters of the era, of the early three-point era. ML Carr, Greg Kite. It just goes on and on and on. Man, these guys are just stacked, man. They are just stacked. The San Diego Clippers with Norm Nixon, Terry Cummins, Bill Walton, destined to join the Celtics. Think about it. As good as the Celtics are, they're going to get better because they're going to get Bill Walton next year in 86. but he's not there yet, so he's still with the Clippers at this point. They have a pretty formidable front line. If you can put a twin tower out there with Walton and Donaldson, because Walton is 6'11", and Donaldson's 7'2", and then you got Michael Cage. By the way, Michael Cage came in the '84 draft, another great rebounder. Again, the '84 draft was deep, man. There was so many impact players here. I mean, we always talk about, of course, and you should, Olajuwon, Jordan, Barkley, and Stockton, of course. But there were so many other great players that came to that draft. Like I said, with Otis Thorpe, Michael Cage, as you're seeing right here, is he going to become for the Clippers and eventually the Seattle Supersonics when he plays with Kemp and Gary Payton in the 90s. And Otis Thorpe, who is an instrumental part of the Houston Rockets championship in '94 and what they did. And Perkins, coming out of North Carolina, I believe. One of the first real big stretch fives. I mean, he really put shooting, like when he went to Dallas, Sam Perkins really showed that a big man can have a career shooting 3-pointers as a 7-footer. He changed the game. He was doing that before anybody was Lambeer did it. He flirted with it, but Sam Perkins made a career out of that. They call him Big Smooth for a reason. But yeah, guys, those are all the rosters there. That's 1985, guys. That is 1985. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little trip down memory lane. We'll be doing more games out of this. Like I said, I won't be showing every single game in the season. I'll just pick some key matchups that I think are cool, and we'll just make our way down the line to the playoffs and just have some fun with it, guys. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you guys are checking out the playlists and reading the description area on all the videos. The playlist for the 1985 Revisited series will go live. The moment this video goes down, it'll go up there, and all the other videos that are in the 85 list will go to that one. You know, it'll be 80 will be in the 80. Anything that's at 80 will be in the 80s list. Anything that's 85 in the 85 list, and so on and so on. So with that, guys, I'll go ahead and say goodnight to you, and I'll probably see you guys tomorrow morning when I go live. I'll probably be coming at you guys with something from the early 90s. You might see some Larry Johnson and some Charlotte Hornet action. That's what I'm feeling like seeing. Some Muggsy Bogues, man. Some Dale. We see a lot of Steph Curry. We're going to see some Dale Curry. We're going to see Steph Curry daddy tomorrow. Who's your daddy? We're going to see Dale Curry tomorrow, man. Going against the aging Boston Celtics in 1992. I think that'll be a good way to start the day off tomorrow. So I'll get that one going for you guys. But with that, I'm going to say goodnight. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time here on Lexington Strong Style Sports. Thanks for watching. Take care.